We're very lucky to have a young man who I've seen do some very fine film work before, and it's going to be his first time up doing some storytelling. So without any further ado, our sacrifice piece tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be by Christoph Rondo.
Hey, it's on?
Yeah.
This ballad that I'm doing is a simple parody of The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Never heard of it. And it's called The Sandwich. Once upon a daytime stormy, as the TV sat before me, and I watched a fairly nauseous program about a dainty whore. As I sat there, quite disgusted, soon I heard a small eruption, almost like a quaint percussion sitting behind my bedroom door. Just my ears, I whispered gently. There's nothing behind my bedroom door. And I watched the dainty whore. As memories came flooding back, I was hit like a truck of Mack, and almost like a heart attack, I looked again towards the door. Attention now drawn to the kitchen, which my sandwich now would sit in. Hunger in my stomach begins, but what about the dainty whore? Deciding that my hunger comes first, I sat up, prepared for more. Sandwich, then the dainty whore. Once I stood, a breeze became me, and I quivered almost shamefully. But this wind was coming from the crevice of my bedroom door. I knew that wild and wicked wind had hit me from my bedroom door. To unknown ears I conversated. Has a vent now dislocated? Is this all an apparition, or is there something at my door? Towards the portal I walked quickly, pulled the handle, opened the door. My bedroom sat, and nothing more. Into my bedroom I then walked, and from my TV I felt mocked. But that horrid fast-paced tapping wasn't from my bedroom door. Around the room I kept on looking, but I found nothing was lurking. And once again I heard that rapping, but now outside my bedroom door. My sandwich must now wait for later, I said as I walked out the door. But that noise I must explore. Towards the kitchen I did walk, and my expression turned to gawk. As I stood now with my thoughts, that light wasn't on before. Now this case I had to look in. As I entered to the kitchen, I noticed that the fridge was open and now included what wasn't before. I pulled the item outside the fridge. Rye bread, blue cheese, and nothing more. Just a sandwich, nothing more. Deep into the buns I stared. Its cheese was glossy, its bread was bare. What? I yelled. What kind of fool do you now try to take me for? And even if it may sound odd to you, the sandwich spoke words, after more. So the bread I soon was dropping, my face now blank, my eyes now popping, but even with the bun still rolling, those words would stay forevermore. The bread still moved with bowling talents, and stopped upon my bedroom door. Just a sandwich, or something more? As soon as my wits came back to me, I understood almost completely that the bread could not have possibly have said the simple words of after more. The sandwich looking perhaps corrupt, I soon walked over to pick it up, but my mind would not give up the idea picking slowly at my core. I placed the sandwich on my TV and sat back down to listen for more, then soon turned off the dainty whore. Staring deeply into the crevice of the bread's ghastly appearance, and it looked back into my iris, a burning gaze of doubting lore. I still sat quietly, although I wish I could feel what I know, and almost with a tinted glow, the bread looked back as much before. Almost as if it knew my thoughts, the bread still looked upon my floor, sat and looked and nothing more. Even though I felt retreating, my heart within me kept on beating. With hands on arms, I shifted forward and soon raised up onto the floor. What are you? I shouted and raised my arms to only say the words of after more. Then I swung my arm and turned, and something deep within me burned. And then an answer I had learned when the bread spoke after more. To my knees I dropped heavily, as I had heard those words before. I knew I had heard after more. As I felt as if to cry, a tiny piece of me did die. And even with my mind competing, I still sat upon the floor. Have you won, you ghastly devil? Surely you are purely evil. But my feeling of medieval soon had raised me off the floor. Looking back towards the bread, I found myself a simple chore to rid myself of after more. Now, you meal of cheese disaster, you will find I am your master, and like lightning, perhaps faster, my foot was raised above the floor. With my foot above the bread, I stomped down quick to make it dead, but only was my darkest dread to now become after more. Because, like I did, it revolted, was now my body on the floor. It did not die, it was now more. So with its presence never leaving, I shall lie there always dreaming, dreaming of the simple peace that I have had there once before. The noise will never go unbroken, nor the stillness give me token. To the light that I was shown then before I listened at the door, I will never live as simply as I did in the wonder days of yore, for now I live in after more. Thank you.
Christoph, one go, ladies and gentlemen. Please, one more time for Christoph. All right, marvellous. What a great start. Thank you. Thank you for that.